Krishna Chaitanya and Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wishing everyone a very happy Ekadashi.
Happy
And,
Ekadashi.
Happy Ekadashi. So we're going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 1. Does anyone remember what we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna. We read that Krishna is the lawmaker of this material nature, and the body is under the control of the moods of nature. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the controller of the material and spiritual energy, and is not subjected to the actions and reactions of time. As Krishna says, time, I am. So time is within his control. Nothing can be done, nothing can be above Krishna. He's the controller and creator of everything. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead gives each living entity a particular body according to his character and fruitive actions. The Lord revives the qualities of material nature, Sattva-gun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. Then, as the super soul, the Lord enters each body and influences the qualities of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. Using Sattva Gun, for maintenance, Rajogun for creation, and Tamogun for annihilation. So the demigods are mostly situated in Sattva Guna. The demons are influenced by Tamogun. So that the Lord does not envy nor is partial to anyone. He is equal to everyone. When the demigods are favored and the demons killed, this is not his partiality, but the influence of the time factor.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll go on to 13. Atrevo dharata purvam.
Atrevo dharita purvam.
Itihasa surashina.
Itihasa surashina.
Pritya mahakrito rajan.
Pritya mahakrato rajan.
Prichate jata shatrave.
Prichate jata satrave.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Formerly, O king, when Maharaj Yudhishthir was performing the Rajasuya sacrifice, the great sage Narad, responding to his inquiry, recited historical facts showing how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always impartial, even when killing demons. In this regard, he gave a vivid example. This relates how the Lord exhibited his impartiality even when killing Shishupal in the arena of the Rajasuya Yajna performed by Maharaj Yudhishthir. So someone may say, oh, Krishna is killing the demons, he's not kind to them, but he's giving them liberation. Shishupal entered into the body of Krishna. Well, then somebody may say, oh, so it's easy, so easy for the demons to get liberation, you know. This usually should be difficult, but then that's the favor of the Lord because they're killed by Krishna. But then again, one may say, oh, but what about the devotee? Well, but that because the devotee doesn't want liberation, what the devotee wants to have a loving relationship with Krishna. When the demons get liberated, there's no relationship with Krishna. They are just in the Brahman, the Brahma Jyoti. But the devotees, what they are aspiring for is this beautiful, 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 loving relationship with Krishna. That's what the devotee wants. Is that okay?
Yes,
Okay.
even like how we read yesterday, right? Of Putana.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
Putana, yeah, she became a nurse um,
She
in
wanted to
the
kill,
spiritual
right?
world.
Yeah,
Yeah, she wanted
she
to kill him.
killed Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we spoke about Ravan. So
Yeah.
he got liberated, but then there's no personal relationship with Krishna, you know? It's so we can't want to be in his position because a devotee, what he wants is to have this personal association of Krishna, to be with Krishna, talk to Krishna. Okay. Drishtva Mahat Bhutam Raja
Drishtva Mahat Bhutam Raja
Rajasuye Mahakrito
Rajasuye Mahakrato
Vasudeve Bhagavate
Vasudeve Bhagavati
Sayujyam Chedibhubujaha
Sayudyam Chedivu Pujaha
Tatrasinam Surarishim
Tatrasinam Surarishim
Raja Pandu Sutta Krito
Raja Pandu Sutta Krato
Papracha Vismita Mana
Prapracha Vimsmita Mana
Muninam Srinvatam Idam.
Muninam Shrinvatam Idam.
Okay, at the Rajasuya sacrifice, Maharaj Yudhishthir, the son of Maharaj Pandu, personally saw Shishupal merge into the body of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Therefore, struck with wonder, he inquired about the reason for this from the great sage Narad, who was seated there. While he inquired, all the sages present also heard him ask his question. So Yudhishthir is like, hey, what's happening? Shishupal, he was offensive. Krishna killed him, but now he's getting liberation. Shri Yudhishthira Vacha
Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha
Aho Ati Adbhutam Hi Etad
Aho Ati Adbhutam Hi Etad
Durlabh Hai Kanti Nam Api
Durlabha Durlabhe Kanti Nam Api
Vasudeve Pare Tatve
Vasudevi Pare Tatve
Praptischaidasya Vidvisha.
Praptis Chaityasya Vidvisha.
Maharaj Yudhishthir inquired, it is very wonderful that the demon Shishupal merged into the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though extremely envious. This Sayujya Mukti is impossible to attain even for great transcendentalists. How then did the enemy of the Lord attain it? Because merging into the body of the Lord, that is Sayujya.
Yeah.
That great transcendentalist wants to do that. There are two classes of transcendentalists, the Gyanis and the Bhaktas. The Bhaktas do not aspire to merge into the existence of the Lord, but the Gyanis do. Shishupal, however, was neither a Gyani nor a Bhakt. Yet simply by envy of the Lord, he attained an exalted position by merging into the Lord's body. Certainly, this was astonishing. And therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthir inquired about the cause for the Lord's mysterious mercy to Shishupal. So Yudhishthir is like, what's happening? What's happening? Etad veditam ichhama
Etad Veditum Ichhama
sarva eva vayam mune
Sarva Eva Vayam Mune
bhagwan nindayaveno
Bhagavan Nindaya Veno
dvijayastamasi patita.
Dvijayastamasi Patita.
O great sage, we are all eager to know the cause for this mercy of the Lord. I have heard that formerly a king named Vena blasphemed the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that all the Brahmanas consequently obliged him to go to hell. Shishupal should have also been sent to hell. How then did he merge into the Lord's existence? Anyone remember Vena? King Vena?
Yeah,
Yeah, we read about him, right,
we
earlier.
read this. Yeah. Is
Mm.
it Rishabh Dev's father?
Was
Uh,
Prithu's
Prithu,
father.
yeah, Prithu's.
King Prithu's father. Yeah, the Brahmanas killed him because he was so atrocious.
Mm.
Damagosha Sutta Papa,
Dhamma Gosha Sutta Papa
Arabhya Kalabhashanat,
Arapya Kalabhashanat
Samprati Amarshi Govinde,
Samprati Amarshi Govinde
Danda Vakrascha Durmati.
Dandavakrascha Durmati.
From the very beginning of his childhood, when he could not even speak properly, Shishupal, the most sinful son of Damagosh, began blaspheming the Lord, and he continued to be envious of Sri Krishna until death. Similarly, his brother Dandavakar continued the same habits. Shapator Asakrid Vishnu,
Shapator Asakrit Vishnu
Yad Brahma Param Avyayam,
Yat Brahma Param Avyayam
Shvitro Na Jato Jivayam,
Shvitro na jato jivayam
Nandam Vivishatu
Nandam Vivishatu Stama.
Although these two men, Shishupal and Dandavakar, repeatedly blasphemed the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, Krishna, the Supreme Brahman, they were quite healthy. Indeed, their tongues were not attacked by white leprosy, nor did they enter the darkest region of hellish life. We are certainly most surprised by this. Krishna is described by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita 10.12 as follows: Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. You are the supreme Brahman, the supreme abode and purifier. Herein this is confirmed. Vishnu yat tada, I'm sorry, Vishnu yat Brahma Param Avyayam. The supreme Vishnu is Krishna. Krishna is the cause of Vishnu, not vice versa. Similarly, Brahman is not the cause of Krishna. Krishna is the cause of Brahman. So someone may think that Krishna is coming from the Brahman. But Prabhupada is clarifying, saying, no, Brahman is coming from Krishna. Lord Vishnu is coming from Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is the Parabrahman, Yad Brahma Param Avyayam. So Krishna is the cause of all causes, even the cause of Brahman, even the cause of Lord Vishnu. So Yudhishthir is saying, like, it's such a great surprise, no? They are so offensive to Lord Krishna, both the brothers. And we see that they don't get diseased, because they're being envious of the Lord. With their tongue, they're speaking all bad things about the Lord, but they're seeming very healthy. They didn't get diseased. Their tongues didn't get diseased by white leprosy or anything. Katham tasmin bhagavati
Katam tasmin bhagavati
duravagraya dhamini
duravagraya damini
pashyatam sarvalokanam
pashyatam sarvalokanam
layam iyatur anjasa.
layam iyatur anjasa.
How was it possible for Shishupal and Dandavakar, in the presence of many exalted persons to enter very easily into the body of Krishna, whose nature is difficult to attain. Shishupal and Dandavakar were formerly Jay and Vijay, the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. Merging into the body of Krishna was not their final destination. For some time they remained merged, and later they received the liberations of Sarupya and Salukya, living on the same planet as the Lord in the same bodily form. So Prabhupada is explaining that who are they? Shishupal Dandavakar, Kumbhakaran and Ravan and Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, they are Jay Vijay. So they stay in the Brahman for some time. And then Prabhupada is saying, okay, then after Shishupal and Dandavakar, they were in Brahman for some time, but actually then they went back to Vaikuntha. They got Sarupya and Salokya. What is Sarupya and Salokya?
Sarupya is having the same features, right? The form, is it?
Yes. Mm.
And Salokya is the features.
Salokya
Uh,
is living on the
Salokya,
same planet.
same planet. Yeah.
Yeah, they're living on the same planet. So the Shastras give evidence that if one blasphemes the Supreme Lord, his punishment is to remain in hellish life for many millions of years, more than one suffers by killing many Brahmanas. Shishupal, however, instead of entering hellish life immediately and very easily received Sayujya Mukti. That such a privilege had been offered to Shishupal was not merely a story. Everyone saw it happen. There was no scarcity of evidence. How did it happen? Maharaj Yudhishthir was very much surprised. So Yudhishthir Maharaj is thinking, you offend the Supreme Lord, you're supposed to suffer in hells. This is what all the Shastras are saying. And here we are openly saying that Shishupal is entering into the body of Krishna. He's getting liberation. What's happened? And Prabhupada is saying that it was not that somebody just heard that it happened. No, it happened in front of so many people. Everyone saw that. Etad Brahmyati me buddhir
Etar Brahmyati me buddhir
Deeparchir iva vayuna
Deepachir iva vayuna
Bruhi etad adbhutamam
Bruhi etad adbhutattamam
Bhagavan hi atra karanam.
Bhagavan hi atra karanam.
This matter is undoubtedly very wonderful. Indeed, my intelligence has become disturbed, just as the flame of a candle is disturbed by a blowing wind. O Narad Muni, you know everything. Kindly let me know the cause of this wonderful event. So, the Shastras enjoin Tad Vigyanartham Sagurum Eva Bigachet. When one is perplexed by the difficult problems of life, to solve them, one must approach a guru like Narad or his representative in the disciplic succession. Maharaj Yudhishthir therefore requested Narad to explain the cause for such a wonderful event. So Yudhishthir is very, very disturbed, and so he's asking Narad Muni that you clarify my doubts. What is Yudhishthir's doubt? What has made him so disturbed?
That being a demon, Shishupal, how much he was blaspheming the Lord, and yet he got liberation. He got to go in the body of Krishna, right?
Yeah. So Yudhishthir is like, what's happening? The Shastras are saying he should go to hell.
And
Anyone
yeah,
who offends Lord should go to hell. And he's getting liberation, which is so difficult, even for the Gyanis to achieve. And he's so easily getting it. So Sri
so
Badarayane, I'm sorry?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sorry, is it because of the curse by the Kumaras, the four Kumaras? They were Jay and Vijay, right? And then they
Yeah,
got
yeah,
cursed.
that's the pastime. Yeah, and
That's the
then
past.
now he's asking Narad Muni. So Narad Muni is going to tell us how merciful the Lord is, how he is. So we are going to hear about that now. Sri Badaraya Nirvacha
Shribhadarayane Uvacha
Ragyastadvacha Akarnya
Ragyastadvacha Akarnya
Narado Bhagavan Rishi
Narado Bhagavan Rishi
Tushta Prahatam Abhasya
Tushta Prahatam Abhasya
Shrinvatyastat Sada Katha.
Shinvatyastat Sada Kataha.
Sri Sukadev Goswami said, after hearing the request of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Narad Muni, the most powerful spiritual master, who knew everything, was pleased. Thus he replied in the presence of everyone, taking part in the yajna. So openly, Narad Muni is also openly gonna say. And we are seeing that Yudhishthir Maharaj is going to the authority. He's approaching authority instead of, you know, making up something in his mind or asking someone who doesn't know. He's going to Narad Muni directly. Shri Narad Vacha
Shri Narad Uvacha
Nindanastava Satkar
Nindana Stava Satkara
Nyakarartham Kalevaram
Nyakaratham Kalevaram
Pradhana Parayo Rajan
Pradana Parayo Rajan
Avivekena Kalpitam.
Avivekena Kalpitam.
The great sage Sri Naradji said, O king, blasphemy and praise, chastisement and respect are experienced because of ignorance. The body of the conditioned soul is planned by the Lord for suffering in the material world through the agency of the external energy. In Bhagavad Gita 1861, it is said, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddesha Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Rantra Rudhani Mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. So, what is the body? A material body is manufactured by the external energy according to the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, this body is designed by the Supreme Lord. It's made of matter, so it's material energy, but is designed by the Supreme Lord under his direction. The conditioned soul, being seated on this machine, wanders throughout the universe, and because of his bodily conception of life, he only suffers. So we are not the body, we are the soul. We are inside this body. Just like we sit in our car and we go from one place to another, or we sit in an aeroplane and we go from one country to another. Similarly, the soul, we are sitting inside this body and we are going from one life to another, one species to another, all over the universe. And because we are thinking we are the body, we suffer because the body is designed to suffer. Actually, the suffering of being blasphemed and the enjoyment of being praised, the acceptance of a good welcome or of chastisement by harsh words are felt in the material conception of life. But since the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not material, but Satchidananda Vigraha, he is unaffected by insults or greetings, blasphemy or praise. Being always unaffected and complete, he does not feel extra pleasure when offered nice prayers by the devotee, although the devotee benefits by offering prayers to the Lord. So here we are trying to understand that we feel happy when somebody is praising us, giving us so much respect, giving us a nice welcome. And we feel sad, we feel dejected when somebody is speaking harsh words to us, angry to us, or rude to us. But all that because we are thinking we are the body. Krishna he doesn't have a material body. He does not get affected by all this. His form is His body is transcendental, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So he doesn't get affected. So Prabhupada is saying, although the devotee offers prayers, the devotee gets purified. It gets a chance for the devotee to worship the Lord, to make spiritual advancement. So, indeed, the Lord is very kind to his so-called enemy, because one who always thinks of the personality of Godhead as an enemy also benefits, although he thinks of the Lord adversely. If a conditioned soul thinking of the Lord as an enemy or a friend somehow or other becomes attached to the Lord, he receives great benefit. So Prabhupada is saying that the enemy of Krishna is always thinking of Krishna. He's thinking, although he's not thinking in a nice way, he's thinking of the Lord with envy. He wants to fight the Lord, he wants to kill the Lord, but he's thinking of the Lord. But because he's thinking of the Lord, he gets benefit. Just as the devotee is thinking of the Lord favorably, the devotee gets benefited. So the enemy also, because he's thinking of the Lord, he's getting benefit. Himsa tat abhimanena.
Himsa tat abhimanena.
Danda parushya yoryatha.
Danda parushayor yatha.
Vaishamyam iha bhutanam.
Vaishamyam iha bhutanam.
Mamaham iti parthiva.
Mamaham iti parthiva.
My dear king, the conditioned soul, being in the bodily conception of life, considers his body to be his self and considers everything in relationship with the body to be his. Because he has this wrong conception of life, he is subjected to dualities like praise and chastisement. So, what is the wrong conception?
That he is the body
Yeah,
and not the
that
soul.
yeah, we are thinking we are the body, not the soul. And what we are thinking, that everything that has any relationship with the body is mine. So, me and mine. Me as the body and mine. Whatever is a relationship with the body, we say is mine. And because of that, then we get into the dualities. We get affected by the dualities. Praise and chastisement. Only when a conditioned soul accepts the body as himself does he feel the effects of chastisement or praise. Then he determines one person to be his enemy and another his friend, and wants to chastise the enemy and welcome the friend. This creation of friends and enemies is a result of one's bodily conception of life. So that's what Prahlad Maharaj is also thinking. Under this illusion, under this thinking that we are the body, we are thinking this is my friend, this is my enemy. But it's just because we are thinking we are the body. Yan nibado bhimano yam.
Yannipato vimano yam.
Tad vidhat praninam vadaha.
Tatvadat praninam vadaha.
Tathana yasya kaivalyad.
Tathana yasya kaivalyad.
Abhimano kilatmana.
Abhimano kilatmana.
Parasya dama karturhi.
Parasya dama karturhi.
Himsa kenasya kalpyate.
Himsa kenasya kalpate.
Because of the bodily conception of life, the conditioned soul thinks that when the body is annihilated, the living being is annihilated. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the supreme controller, the super soul of all living entities. Because he has no material body, he has no false conception of I and mine. It is therefore incorrect to think that he feels pain or pleasure when blasphemed or offered prayers. This is impossible for him. Thus, he has no enemy and no friend. When he chastises the demons, it is for their good. And when he accepts the prayers of the devotees, it is for their good. He is affected neither by prayers nor by blasphemy. Because of being covered by material bodies, the conditioned souls, including even greatly learned scholars and falsely educated professors, all think that as soon as the body is finished, everything is finished. This is due to the bodily conception of life. So we are thinking we are the body. We're thinking we are the body. Then we think, okay, that's it. This is the body. Once I give up the body, everything is gone. Don't understand. I'm the soul. But Krishna, he has no such bodily conception, nor is his body different from himself. Krishna does not think anything like that. Krishna, his body is transcendental. It's not that his body is different from himself. No. Therefore, since Krishna has no material conception of life, how can he be affected by material prayers and accusations? Krishna's body is described herewith as Kaivalya, non-different from himself. Since everyone has a material bodily conception of life, if Krishna had such a conception, what would be the difference between Krishna and the conditioned soul? So this is the difference, that we take up a material body, we come under the modes of nature, but Krishna never takes a material body. His body is always transcendental. He never comes under the control of Maya. Krishna's instructions in Bhagavad Gita are accepted as final because he does not possess a material body. As soon as one has a material body, he has four deficiencies. But since Krishna does not possess a material body, he has no deficiencies. So this is the reason Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years ago. Then millions of years ago, he spoke to Vivaswan. Until today, we are trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. Why is Bhagavad Gita accepted as authority? Why? Because it's spoken by Krishna. He's the final authority. Krishna is not an ordinary person. He's the Supreme Lord himself. He has no material body. Anyone in a material body cannot speak Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because then we get affected by the modes. We get affected by the defects, the four defects. Krishna has no such defects. He is always spiritually conscious and blissful. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. His form is eternal, blissful knowledge. Sachidananda Vigraha, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, and Kevalya. Kevalya are the same. So Krishna, his body is transcendental, spiritual, Satchit Ananda, eternal, full of bliss, full of knowledge. Krishna can expand himself as Paramatma in the core of everyone's heart. In Bhagavad Gita 13.3, this is confirmed. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidi sarva kshetreshu bharata. The Lord is the Paramatma, the Atma or super self of all individual souls. Therefore, it must naturally be concluded that he has no defective bodily conceptions. Although he is situated in everyone's body, he has no bodily conception of life. He is always free from such conceptions. And thus he cannot be affected by anything in relation to the material body of the jiva. So although as Paramatma Krishna is entering our body, it doesn't mean he is taking a material body. He has no material body. He's still in his transcendental body, even when he's in our heart, even when he's sitting next to us. Because someone may think, oh, well, then Krishna's inside my body means Krishna also has a material body. No, Krishna never takes a material body. He always has a spiritual body. So he never uh, gets into this illusion. He never forgets his position. He's achyutya, infallible. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 16.19, Tan aham dvishta krurans samsareshu naradaman shipami ajasram ashubhan asurishva eva yonishu. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. Whenever the Lord punishes persons like demons, however, such punishment is meant for the good of the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul, being envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, may accuse him, saying, Krishna is bad, Krishna is a thief, and so on. But Krishna, being kind to all living entities, does not consider such accusations. Instead, he takes account of the conditioned soul's chanting of Krishna, Krishna so many times. He sometimes punishes such demons for one life by putting them in a lower species. But then, when they have stopped accusing him, they are liberated in the next life because of chanting Krishna's name constantly. So Prabhupada is explaining that Krishna is saying that those who are offensive, those who are envious of him, he puts them in demoniac species of life. So, but Prabhupada is saying that he may do that for just one life. And but because that soul has also chanted Krishna's name, so for some time he may put them in that demoniac species. But then after that, because he chanted his name, he considers that. He gives them liberation. Blaspheming the Supreme Lord or his devotee is not at all good for the conditioned soul, but Krishna, being very kind, punishes the conditioned soul in one life for such sinful activities and then takes him back home, back to Godhead. The vivid example for this is Vritrasur, who was formerly Chitraketu Maharaj, a great devotee. Because he derided Lord Shiva, the foremost of all devotees, he had to accept the body of a demon called Vritra. But then he was taken back to Godhead. Thus, when Krishna punishes a demon or conditioned soul, he stops that soul's habit of blaspheming him. And when the soul becomes completely pure, the Lord takes him back to Godhead. So, for some time, Krishna puts that soul in a demon's body just for him to stop that offense. But because he is purified by chanting Krishna's name, Krishna liberates him. Here, Prabhupada is giving the example of Chitraketu. Chitraketu was a pure devotee. We just read the pastime. He offended Lord Shiva. That's why he got the body of a demon. Krishna wanted him to come back soon to the spiritual world. He wanted him to be completely purified and come back very soon. So just he became a demon, and then after he gave up demon body, he went back to the spiritual world. Is that okay? Questions, comments?
All good.
All good.
Yeah.
So it's we who are getting affected. Oh, this one is nice to me. This one is not nice to me. Krishna, he is neutral. Doesn't get affected by all that. But he's saying, oh, this one is taking my name. He's thought of me. So momentarily, he gives them some punishment. Okay. So we'll stop here for today then. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so